Okay, I figured out my key to success, now I'm locked in. I learned how to open doors like a locksmith. I'm uptown, I'm the one they wanna shop with. Run off with the bag even though we don't shoplift. All that gun talk y'all want, I'm not with. It's not cool, everybody got them long clips. You gon' mess around and get one of your dogs hit. And when you do, I hope you know you're not John Wick.
What up? Welcome back. Appreciate you locking in with us. I'm Atwood. Killer to my left here, DK, on the mats at the Next Element Academy.
You got a backwards hat on today.
Yeah.
You don't normally do backwards hats, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wear my hat backwards all the time, man.
I got
You got the new
Next Element hats on.
Yeah. Tell people
Available on our
those.
website, by the way. Yeah, so if you go to the Next Element Academy .com and you click shop, we have three different hats on there. Got some shirts, got a nice cool little windbreaker and everything. Got a little fanny pack on there, and like swimming trunks with like pockets and stuff. Pretty putting out stuff on the website a lot more. So it's going to be pretty neat.
Pretty soon we're going to have fake tattoos. That'd be a good one right there, man.
That is a good one. Sticker Mule makes them.
You should do that,
Sticker
bro.
Mule makes them. So we might have maybe I can get Megan to make us a store
We can just
for the Next Element. I mean, for
get a
Locked
couple
In.
shirts and just throw them up on the website.
For Locked
Drive
In.
everything there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
Let us know if you guys be interested in some shirts, some Locked In shirts,
I know
hats.
we can take pictures of our feet.
Definitely put those on a shirt. You guys are ridiculous, man. Just can't even believe it.
All right.
Anyways,
So a couple of things we want to talk about today. There's a guy that's I won't say local to here, but local to this region.
about 3.5 hours away, somewhere around there.
Yeah,
in Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah. We've seen him at fights in Charleston, though, Atlanta, everywhere. Name's Malcom Wellmaker. Punched his ticket to the UFC Tuesday night on Dana White's Contender Series with a pretty good knockout.
A little back step, right hand.
It's like he was like orthodox, took a back step, switched to southpaw, and boop.
Yeah.
It came over the top. I mean, man, the
Precision,
Contender Series has been pretty good the past couple of weeks. I mean, there's been some really good fights. I think that that knockout is going to stick out for a while. And I looked at his follower count before the fight. He was at 3,000 and some change. When I looked after the fight, he was at 6,000 some change. So, I mean, it's only 3,000 followers, but that's...
Yeah, same thing happened with Francis Marshall.
Yeah?
Same thing happened with Francis Marshall. But, Malcolm's a 135-pounder. He's the Conflict MMA 135-pound champ, which Dana White said on the actual show.
Yeah.
And we deal with a lot of our guys fight in Conflict. Actually, in 2 weeks, our 135-pounder, Josh Cook, that we talk about all the time on here, he's fighting for their amateur title against a good kid. And Josh is 7-1, ranked number 9 in North America, and as an amateur, number 9 in all of North America at 135 pounds. And so see how he does against a guy that's 5-1 as an amateur. He's ranked on Tapology number 2 underneath Josh in North and South Carolina. So Josh is number 1 in North and South Carolina. This dude's number 2 in North and South Carolina. So it's going to be a really good matchup if you base it looking off of numbers.
Yeah, just all on paper. Yeah.
Kid wrestled in college, so know that about him. Josh has just been fighting for way longer. This kid's only been fighting for a year.
For a year?
1
and
year.
He's 5-1?
5-1. He's had...
Jeez.
It's like fight. He's just fighting.
Yeah, he's been ending them quick.
Yeah, I think he's been to a decision. He just hadn't taken any damage. The guy's not a striker. The guy's going to try to take you down.
Yeah, he's going to hump your leg.
Yeah. He's a wrestler. He gets in. He stands up. I know what he does. I know what you're doing. I know what you do. So it's like, I'm going to watch your videos. I'm going to over and over, and I'm gonna be like, oh, you do this in every one of your fights. So
Yeah.
I know what he does. I know he sets shot up, and we've been training with that with Josh, and it's it's gonna be a good fight either way it goes. But it's in Pickens, South Carolina. If
Old Pickens.
ain't shit in Pickens,
Hell
guys.
no. You might have like a Walmart and a Sonic.
Dude, I'm trying to find a
That's
place
it.
to stay up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Man,
I'm
this would be a
trying to
good
look
time
for.
take your bus, dude.
Yeah, it would be if it was ready, you know. So if you guys are interested too, like I have a big giant shuttle bus that I completely gutted. It was it's a 2003. It's only got 53,000 miles on it. 7.3 liter turbo Power Stroke diesel engine. So that engine will last a million miles if you take care of it. But 1,000 miles roughly. Who knows? I mean, 100. Yeah, a million miles. Yeah, it lasts a million miles for sure. Nah, seriously, it costs 7.3 liter, a million mile engine.
Right.
But it's only got 53,000 miles on it, and I just gotta put on new floors, new ceiling. It's got electricity run and everything. I just gotta tighten everything up and finish it. But trying to get rid of it and sell it. But yeah, make a comment if you want to interested in buying it. I'll sell it to you for $25,000. Got way more invested in it than that. But yeah, Pickens. Josh is gonna be fighting there, and then
Where
Corey's
is the
gonna be
fight
fighting
in Pickens?
I have no clue, dude. I mean, I gotta look at the poster. I'm pretty sure the poster shows it, but
Why Pickens, bro?
so apparently Pickens had a not a bare knuckle fight, but like a fight. What's it called? Tough man.
Oh, like the rough and rowdy. Type
Rough and
shit?
rowdy, yeah, where you just put on 16-ounce boxing gloves, headgear, and you have people pretty much fight for 3 1-minute rounds.
You're right.
So it's really quick. Anyways, they had over 2,000 people at this event, and so they're gonna do an MMA show there. So I don't know.
I know that the rough and rowdy things usually draw a different crowd.
It's a different crowd, yeah. And it just depends on how they're promoting it up there, and if they're
right.
if they're, because that's another thing. Rough and Rowdy, they promote it so much.
Dude,
like
yeah.
they spend so much money as far as like, with Facebook ads and different.
It might
things
have been
like that.
the there's a couple different rough and rowdies now. It might have been the
Yeah,
redneck.
yeah. There might be, yeah.
Because that would be a great place for it. No offense to Pickens.
Yeah. So I've looked at Airbnbs up there. All the Airbnbs are like, if you want a decent one, there's like one in Pickens, that's pretty decent. But if you're wanting to stay anywhere that has like good reviews on the Airbnb and different things like that, and it's
Imagine
pretty
all the
good place.
Airbnbs up there are trailers.
No, because it's kind of in the mountainous area of South Carolina. It's in the south.
I've never been
It's
to
in the-
Pickens. I'm just talking shit. I've never even been there. I'm sorry. Pickens. I'm sorry.
So it's right outside of Greenville. So past Greenville, just keep going past Greenville about an hour or so.
Damn.
Maybe less than that.
And that's in South Carolina? It must be like near the border.
It is, yeah.
Because Greenville's up there, man.
Yeah. It's near the border. So maybe not an hour away from Greenville, but pretty close. But anyways, got guys fighting there, and then got 3 people fighting actually. Got 2 MMA, 1 kickboxing, and then fast forward October 5th, because we're talking about conflict. Got 2 more people fighting for conflict on October 5th.
Nice. Who?
Skylar and Britton.
Oh, okay. So who are besides Josh and Corey, who's the other one fighting in Pickens?
So Cooper is fighting
is he?
kickboxing.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Gotcha. I don't know why I thought Skylar was fighting.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
Pickens.
So, anyways,
That's
man,
dope.
Conflict's good promotion. I fought for Conflict.
Yeah, they've been around a while, man.
I fought for them big time in 2015. I did, and won Pro Fighter of the Year with Conflict and Pro Submission of the Year with Conflict. So they do like that's the cool thing is they'll give you a plaque and they give you awards and different things like that, at the end of the year. And so I was able to do that in 2015 and kept a good relationship with them. And when we opened up in 2018, we've had a few MMA fighters. Obviously Jay-Z really and Austin.
Mm-hmm.
Josh we were still building up, and we didn't really have a big team. Now it's like we're able to go to these shows and we take 2 or 3 people to each show, and we have a pretty good standout night. This past weekend we had four guys fight for different promotion, and we won only one out of 4. So and you filmed that. We got it.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't seen, I did it like a little embedded episode on that. That's up now. After this episode, I'll have it up there so you can just click on it and go and watch it.
Yeah.
It was, listen, man, this past weekend, when all said and done, like, obviously everybody wants to get the win, right? But you take the fights away, I mean, it was a great weekend. We did a lot, man. We went out. Greenville's a beautiful city.
If you guys haven't been to Greenville, South Carolina, it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
The only problem is so many people are moving there.
Well, yeah.
And that down here too.
It's like, it's like
so
anywhere.
It's like
down
anywhere
south,
in the South. So many people are moving too because they want to get out of the North because you guys don't know how to act, man. Golly, dude, with the taxes.
It was cool. And obviously, Jackson had a war. The first fight that we had, he ended up pulling out the win. Christian fought a dude that took his own late notice. His other opponent pulled out 3 days out. And he fought dude was tall, man. Christian's already a kind of a tall guy. I don't know how tall his opponent was. He was tall. They both threw a lot of kicks too. And then, he lost that decision. Donovan had a scrap too, just got clipped and fought through it. It was another tough fight. Got a decision, lost
the decision.
And
Jay-Z was main event.
Yeah, and dude, the tension there. Oh, wow.
Really?
I mean, we were public enemy number 1.
Really?
Yeah. Things got a little heated. If anybody's seen any of the embeddeds on Jay-Z, the dude, he likes to talk, and he's going to talk. He's going to try to get in your head, and that's just him, right? So we did that at the weigh-ins, and things got heated. This dude's wife, and we'll come back to this in a little bit, but his wife started talking shit to Jay-Z. And then so we're all like, yo, why are you talking? You know that nobody's going to touch you, and God, I hate it. I love females, but I hate it when they do this. They start running their mouth because they know that nothing can happen to them. I wish we had Skylar there, but it's, so she started running her mouth and it made everything worse. And, so then Jay-Z started going back and forth with her and the weigh-ins were a clusterfuck, dude. So the fight night comes. This dude, I don't know if he's from there, if that's his hometown.
Yeah, I think he's from up that area.
I know he's from like up that way because he had tons of people there to see him. And the whole time, like walking out, like we're getting shit yelled at us and kind of comes with the territory though, right?
Dude, we were in Maryland and Baltimore with Jay-Z. We've told you about this story. And we were fighting this Korean dude. He was like 3-0, 4-0. And, man, we getting so much shit talked to us, man. Because Jay-Z's not like the nice, cool, calm guy, or whatever. And people were like, well, these Koreans are, like, talking shit to us and stuff. And it got a little heated, too, man. It was wild.
And, and this is a thing, too, man. We're kind of right outside of a city, but the whole surrounding area to Greenville is country.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys are rednecks, and they're drunk. There's not much worse than a drunk redneck, bro.
Very obnoxious.
Yeah. They were talking shit to us in the corner. Like, they were talking shit to Britton and Jackson, and then, like, a couple times during the embedded, you can hear me say, dude, stop, chill out. I'm talking to Britton and Jackson. Because these dudes, like, started talking shit to them, so they turn around, they start talking shit back. I'm like, yo, just ignore it. Like, it's part of it's part of it. You just ignore it.
Was this in the corner or something?
Yeah.
Or
So, like, well, I mean, they were sitting K-side, but they weren't in the corner, you know? Anyway, the fight happens, and right off the bat, Jay-Z drops this dude with a calf kick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 5 seconds in. And then maybe 30 seconds in, drops him with another. Dude, the first round clearly went to Jay-Z. Dropped the guy multiple times. Now, they weren't like standing 8 counts or anything. There was K1 rules. I'm not really too sure.
Yeah, so usually sweeps don't count as points in K1 rules as far as I'm concerned.
But he didn't sweep him. He kicked it.
Kicked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that works in K1. But first round played out how, you know, we wanted it to. And it's a great first round. Second round, a bit closer.
Bit closer. I still thought he won.
I did too. The round that I originally thought was in question. Now I'll say this: after the fight was over that night, and you know we're all thinking, oh, he won every fucking round.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But then I watched it back the next morning. I was like, all right, it's a little closer than I thought. You could question round 3. That could be up in the air. But Jay-Z won first 2. Well, it was a split decision loss for Jay-Z.
Even though one ref
Gave him
all 3 rounds.
Yeah.
2 other refs scored it the other way for
Yeah, it was 29-28.
29-28.
And listen, it's I was telling you yesterday, I know the refs, all but one of them. One of them was new, and they're good people, man. And they're not always gonna.
Yeah, they're not.
I can disagree with them, but it doesn't mean that they are bad people or, you know, that they are out to get somebody. You know, it wasn't a case of home cooking like you said yesterday. These are refs that are paid by the commission for the entire state of South Carolina. And I will never, and I know them. They're good people. Whether or not I agree with them doesn't matter. But it was what it was, man. And you know, there's things that I filmed after. Like if you watch the embedded, it kind of has an abrupt ending. And that's because although I like to be raw and with these things and transparent, there's a line, especially when it involves people that, and you care about, and I would never put them in that position. Mm-hmm. So I ended it there because, as you can imagine, if you watch it, you'll see how Jay-Z was acting in the cage.
Yeah, well, I worked with Jay-Z a lot to prepare for this fight.
Yeah.
You know, we were in here at 7 a.m. in the morning, and you know, he trained really hard for this fight, man. Some of the hardest I've ever seen him train. Completely changed his life. He hasn't,
hasn't been drinking,
hasn't been
anything,
nothing. You know, he's been clean as a whistle, man, and training, and so it's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking when something gets taken from you, right? When you feel like you've fought to get it, but it's taken from you. Then it can be heartbreaking, man. And so I understand where he's coming from, and I understand why he's mad. And, word on the street is we're trying to get it fixed.
Yeah.
Working on that. I don't know how that's going to
I was
play
told
out.
That it's being investigated. I don't know how that stuff works. I have
so
no idea.
I had to file an official complaint. I filed with the state when Austin had his pro debut, and he fought a dude, Jake, man, I can't remember his name, from Upstate Karate, where Wonder Boy trains, and he fought that kid. Well, they didn't have any pro gloves. The commission didn't have pro gloves, or the promotion didn't provide pro gloves. They all only had amateur gloves with the thumb, and so there's 7 ounces compared to 4. Right off the rip. Austin rocked that kid. Who knows? Smaller glove could have knocked him out.
Yeah.
Who knows, man? He lost the decision still, but who knows if the gloves would have played an issue or not? But we'll never know that, right?
Right.
So that was my complaint. Is like, we have a promotion, we do a pro show, pro fight, but they're wearing amateur gloves. Is like,
I'm
like,
surprised.
that can't be
how does it still get sanctioned if they're not wearing the right gear?
because they both had amateur gloves.
Right, but like,
So
wouldn't they both?
it ended up becoming not going anywhere because we're there.
Yeah.
We're like, whoa, wait a second, like we're about to fight, and these are the only gloves you got, because we were the only pro fight, and so it's either you don't fight or you fight, right? And most people, they're there.
Yeah, you went through all
You're
the
gonna-
shit.
You're
Yeah,
gonna fight.
Oh,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? You're
Especially
not,
pros, right?
yeah.
You're getting
And
paid.
so it's like that's the only thing you got. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna fight. You know, and I think it was, I'm not gonna say the guy's name, referee, but he was just, you know, like, you both got the same gloves. Get in there. You know, he's a very intense guy, and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's what happened, and so I filed a complaint, and it took a long time for it to actually get me to get a letter. I got 2 letters in the mail. One letter, it was being reviewed and investigated. Then I got another letter in the mail that it didn't. Nothing panned out from it.
Say that it what?
Nothing happened with it.
Oh, so they left it.
Yeah, nothing happened with it. They just didn't do anything about it. They said there was nothing. So, anyways, I tried a little bit. If I wouldn't have done it, I would have felt a different way. You know what I'm saying? So I did something about it.
Yeah. It was, I don't know, man. Like you were saying, it was kind of heartbreaking a little bit to see, just to see Jay-Z after that, you know, and how he felt. Because I mean, he already wears his emotions on his sleeve, man, and it was rough. So I realized on the way back, I was like, why the fuck am I filming this? Like, I was like that douchebag. So I just turned the camera off, and I was like, not going to use any of that. Nobody wants to see that. None of us want to see that, you know. So yeah, it was weird, man. Like, I was scared that was going to change, like, the...
Oh, if he would have won, it would have been crazy too.
Right. I was just scared that, you know, the loss and how heartbreaking of a loss it was, like you said, to have something kind of taken from you was just going to ruin, which rightfully so if it did, right? But ruin the rest of the trip. But after, you know, we kind of all just sat around in the parking lot for a while and talked. He went back in, talked to the promoter to get his money, you know, and I guess he talked to Nick and they squashed things when he was back there, and he talked to the commission. Then came out and he was feeling better, starting to act like, you know, Jay-Z again, laughing and shit. But just a heartbreaking trip, man.
Yeah.
But you know, that's the fight game, right? Like, and
the highest of highs, lowest of lows,
right?
dude.
And
you
the
know
stuff with the judges
it's
happens
just,
on every level.
Yeah,
I mean, just 2 weeks ago, whenever the UFC fights were in Australia, they fired a judge mid-card. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, because there was a crazy score, and they're like, "Nah, you're done." They fired him and put another judge in. Now, you know,
maybe it was his like test run. It's
I
all right, guys.
But
nah.
But, you know, and I'm not saying, again, I would never talk trash about any of the judges we have here in South Carolina. I think they're all great people. But, like, you know, these things happen.
Listen, man,
at the
I know
highest level.
some of the judges. There's a few that've been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
There's a few,
And they were the ones there, except for one person.
but there's also the few that do it have never trained. You know, and I just don't see how you can judge something, you know, and you've never done it. Right? Like, if you've never done it, how can you judge something? Like, I please explain that to me. You know, you have good football coaches. You know, they understand the game and they understand all these different things, you know. And I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just the way I feel about the situation.
Right. And
right. And when you started to do reffing, you started to train too. So you know, you could get a better understanding. So.
Right. And I can see how that could go both ways, right? Like, I get that, you know, if you train, it can only help, right? This is probably one of the few things that we will somewhat disagree on, because I don't think you necessarily need to train to know, like, oh, this dude caused more damage, you know, because that's what it all comes down to, right? And there was a dude, I don't remember his last name. His name was Taylor. I think he's from up that way. Big leg tattoo, fights Muay Thai, like a big chest tattoo. I'm sure you know him if you saw him. But he made a good point. From the judges, a lot of that fight took place on our side, where there's one judge. And he said that depending on the vantage point of the other judges, some of that dude's shots may have looked harder than they were. You know, and that's a thing too. Listen, it sucks, man.
Yeah.
We feel our boy got robbed. We truly feel that way. But it's not the first time this happened. Not necessarily Jay-Z, I'm just talking in the sport.
For sure.
And it's certainly not going to be the last time it happens. No. You know? It just sucks it happens to our boy.
Yeah. Yeah. And we just got to finish fights, man. Yeah. You know, if you finish fights, you ain't got to worry about that. But it's really hard doing that in kickboxing. And 3-minute rounds for 3 rounds.
Yep.
And 3 minutes for 3.
It was a catch weight.
Catch
so
weight.
They had to fight with 10 ounces.
Dude was way bigger than Jay-Z, too. Jay-Z barely cut any weight. You know?
Yeah. So, well, that guy looked at the weigh-ins, man. He sucked out, dude.
Yeah.
He was sucked out. Like, we all looked at him and was like, damn, he looks kind of small. Fight night, though.
Blew up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, for fight night for sure. But, yeah, man, it was still a great performance from Jay-Z. Yeah. Man, that dude, he showed
ton of heart, skill, too. He's like, he looked really good, man.
Yeah. And really he told me going in, he's like calf kicks, I'm going to tear his calf up. And, I mean, boom. Now, it would have been cool in hindsight, right? Watching that back, 3rd round, maybe keep throwing those calves. Because that dude's leg was mincemeat, bro. Mm-hmm. He couldn't – you could tell. Like,
yeah, he was limping for sure.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
I mean, his shin was bleeding. He said it wasn't on social media. I mean, I have clear video. It was bleeding. He got split open from that knee. You know, it was a great fight, man. And I know Jay-Z's got another fight coming up, but he hasn't really announced that yet.
Yeah, we can't announce that yet.
So, you know, he's going to get right back.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
And but anyways, guys, thank you for locking in with us. We'll be with you. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll get you guys going. Yeah, we'll keep on training. Keep on putting these out.
We're going to do that anyway.
Yeah, we're going to train today. Thursdays.
Yeah, and another reminder about the store.
Yes, yeah. nextelementacademy.com. You can go shop, click shop on there, and man, we have hats. This hat right here that we have, the olive one. We got a black one with some pink and green on there.
Miami Vice.
Yeah, and then we're actually got our triangle logo with no words in it on a dad hat, and we got a Muay Thai shirt with kind of like a tattooed style. What's that called? A panther on the front.
Yeah.
Sex panther. Yeah, little bits of real panther, so you know it's real. You know, works 60% of the time, all the time. Okay. Anchorman.
I never saw Anchorman.
You've never seen?
I thought it was corny, dude.
It is corny.
Ron Burgundy. Afternoon delight.
So you need to watch that. So it's a cologne that this guy puts on. It's called Sex Panther.
Okay. Well, that makes more sense why you said it now. When you were just talking about the shirt, I was like, damn, dude. All right.
Man. Who's seen Anchorman? Anyways,
we appreciate you guys, and until next time.
Out.